Hello beautiful people and welcome back to my channel. So I know I was supposed to upload on Sunday, but things in my life have been very chaotic. As you can see, something just fell. Okay, my life is always pretty much chaotic, but just things recently have just been all over the map, and it's just been very hard for me to get up and record. I mean, we all have our days, so I needed to get this hair install uploaded, so that's the reason why I'm here. That video will be uploaded soon as the vendor approves it, but let's go ahead and get into this look. So let's go. Alright, you guys know the drill. I'm using a little bit of a NK pencil on my brows just to fill them in, get them kind of shaped the way that I want to, and then we'll fill them in with the NK pencil. Are your children out of school? Because my kids are out of school. Like, they just got out Wednesday, and baby, it has already been a rough 3-4 days already. They have eaten up everything in the entire house. And I feel like at this point, I don't know about nobody else, but I feel like my kids just eat because there's food here. Not because they're hungry, it's just because it's here. Alright, I'm using my NYX pencil to go in and fill in my brows. But my kids don't even go play with their friends. I'm like, I told them the other day, I was like, go outside, play with your friends. They come back like 30 minutes later and like, it's too hot. What do you mean it's too damn hot? I remember being a damn kid and just being outside, hot and all. I was on my scooter, I was on my bike, I was on something. Me and my friends was gonna find something to do. Like, what do you mean it's too damn hot? Then my daughter, with her little smart ass, is gonna say, well, mom, we have technology now. Like, what? Excuse me? I mean, yeah, we didn't have a whole bunch of technology, but like, we was outside playing until 106 and Park came out or something like that, one of our shows. Like, but for the most part, we were outside playing. You guys do not go outside. They're like, well, we can just FaceTime our friends now and we can play on Roblox with them. Like, no, y'all need to go and have fucking social interactions. Get out of the damn house. Go play somewhere. I'm so tired of y'all being in here. Then y'all bother me when y'all get bored. It's been a roller coaster having them home. I'm just really shocked. Like, we was going to find something to do outside. Like, I don't understand why all y'all want to do is just sit up in the house. That's ridiculous to me. Like, get outside and have fun, go play, do something. But they don't want to do anything. But then when their friends got stuff to do, because you know, like during the summer your parents might take you somewhere, they'll come in here and be like, I'm bored, I need something to do. Well, sir, I still have to work. They ain't gonna ask me, am I off for the summer too? No, I do not get summers off. No, I still have to work during the summer to make sure I can feed you. Like, you are eating up everything in this house. When I tell y'all, I went grocery shopping last week. Like fully grocery shopping. And now I'm starting to find that I have to shop at Costco and Sam's because the kids are getting so much bigger and they're eating so much that I have to buy stuff in bulk. Well, the problem with me buying stuff in bulk for my particular children is that if they see it there, like, perfect example is the Rice Krispie treats. If they see a box that's a 60 count, they'll be like, well, I can eat more because it's 60 in there. Like, no, that's not what the hell it means. Like, you still have to ration your damn food. Because I have to submit this hair tutorial thing, I kind of want to keep it like short and sweet. You know, like, not do too much on the eyes, but I don't really know. We're going to see where my hands take me today. So I'm going to be using my Jacklyn Hill palette. Y'all know I probably use this in almost every video because it just has browns in there. Definitely get you a neutral palette. It's worth it. Then I call myself watching TV with like my son. This shade right here is the shade Booked. I'm just going to apply this just all up in here. You know, get that going. But I call myself watching Recess with him because if y'all know about Recess, y'all know about Recess. Like, Recess was my show. With the Spinelli boots, I still say that to this day. Like, the Spinelli boots, girl. But anyway, I was watching that with him and they had a scene on there where it went black and white. You know how like they flash back to like the old days or whatever and they kind of do like, oh, a past memory or something like that. So it flashed back to that and my son gonna say, this how y'all was watching TV back in the day? Like, y'all had to watch it in black and white? Sir, I'm not sure how old you think I am, but they fucking had color TVs around when I was, you know, younger. Now, were the TVs big as hell? Yes, but they fucking had color TVs. Like, I wasn't born in fucking Civil War. Like, what is wrong with you? And it's so crazy because this is the shade Boo Bear. But I remember asking these questions like when I was younger too, and now I understand how I made people feel like they were super old. But like, sir, I don't even look old. Like, I need you to stop doing that. And he loves talking about something happened back in my day. When the fuck was back in my day? The fucking 90s? Nigga, I'm a 90s kid. Like, stop. He makes me so angry with that. Back in your day, did they have this? Back in your day, did they have technology? Like, I'm gonna show you what the hell was back in my damn day. You have got to be fucking kidding me. I wasn't even around for the big ass phones. Like, I had a razor phone. That's how you know I'm still young. Like, stop playing with me. And my friend, like, she's just embraced her age because her kids are like 17 and 14, I think. 17 and 12, something like that. But it's like she's just embraced being old. I'm like, no, I will never fucking embrace that. I'm going to be up on every latest song. Like, I'm going to be able to do the TikTok dances. I really don't know how to do them like that good, but I'm working on it. You know, but I'm going to be up on it because I'll be damned if my kids keep calling me fucking old. Like, what is back in my day? What is back in my day? 30 years ago? That's not even a long time. Then, the kicker is, so my daughter done told me, because I always feel like, if I'm being honest here, I feel like my son is totally going to take me in. Like, he's going to allow me, like, once I get of old and age, he's going to allow me to stay with him and his wife. Like, he's going to be cool with that. He may even build me my own guest house. Like, that's how much my son loves me. My daughter, on the other end, not really sure. I know my daughter for sure has put me in a home. She's told me to my face she put me in a home. She said, yeah, because, you know, her dad, well, my ex, you know, he wants to adopt him or whatever. But he's about to be 50 in like 3 years. So she's like, it's whoever is old enough first. And because he's going to be older than you, it's a first come, first serve, basically. So because he gonna turn old and he gonna need a home before you, he can come stay with me. You gonna have to go to a home. Are you freaking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? You're gonna let this man that you've known for all of fucking 3 years and I've known you for 10 have a home before I fucking have a home? I can't even go stay with my biological child because you feel like it's a first come, first serve? I'm telling you, do not have kids. Do not have kids. And now every time she asks me for something, I always be like, why don't you ask your dad? Since he's gonna have a house. You know, since he's going to have some place to go and I got to go sit over here and deal with the nasty perverts at the nursing home, why don't you ask your dad to buy it for you? How about that? Why don't you ask him? Because you don't need my money. You don't need my money. So you're going to put me in a fucking home. Then, like, my son, this is a little bit of fair warm concealer. Like, he going to hold on to his money by all means. He going to spend yours. He going to finesse a way for him to spend yours. But he's going to hold on to his funds by any means necessary. So this man told me that he don't have no money. He was like, I don't have no money. But I'm like, I always give you a fucking allowance. But I just assumed that he was just fucking buying shit with it. I didn't, whatever, I don't know. So he's like, I don't have no money, right? So that's why he couldn't do nothing for me for Mother's Day. But he was like, you know, I got my ex to do something, which is my ex. He's like, I got him to do something for you. So I was like, you know what, you're right, kid. You're fucking right. But then the next day he comes into my room and he asks me for a damn watch. He's like, can you order this off of Amazon for me? I got the funds for it. And it was like a $30 watch. But I was like, I thought you said you ain't had no money. I thought you said you ain't had no fucking money. So where did you get $30 from? So he's like, well, I scraped up enough. What do you mean you scraped up enough for this damn watch, but you couldn't scrape enough to give me a gift? He's so selfish. He's so selfish. So then I had to sit him down and tell him, that's fine. I'll get you the watch. You know, like I'm not even going to be like that. I will get you the watch. But it's tax included. He's like, what do you mean it's tax? So I show him the amount because he swear up and down I be lying. Like, sir, ain't nobody trying to take your little chump change. I'm the one that gave you the money to begin with. So I sit him down and I show him the tax. He's like, well, I didn't realize it was going to be this much in tax. I bet you didn't. When I tell you this boy flipped over couches, went through his Easter eggs, and found money there, this boy found the money by any means necessary but could not find me nothing for Mother's Day. Sick, I tell you, he's sick. I'm taking whatever is left over on this eyeshadow brush and just bringing it forward or whatever. Just going to blend it in there. But yeah, and then because we go visit my friend and she just recently had a baby like 5 months ago, and the baby is so fucking cute and the baby is so quiet. Like, the baby don't cry. Like, my son used to cry all the time. This baby don't cry. And so I'm using the Fresh Greens palette by ColourPop. Look like this. I'm probably gonna go in with this shade right here just to add like a little bit of color, but I don't know, we're gonna see. But yeah, the baby is just like so, like, such a good baby, you know, like just be chilling. I feel like me and the kid could just watch TV together. I wouldn't have no problems. So I was like, oh my gosh, I want a baby. My son is like, I thought you said you didn't want any more cats. I don't want no more cats. Like, if I could just have the baby for like the first year and then just give it back, I'd be okay with that. I'd be perfectly fine with that. I don't want the baby for the rest of my life. Like, I'm not ready for that much of a commitment. But like the first year or so, that's good. Especially before the baby starts talking. Like when baby start forming full sentences, that's when they could use your name and they just mommy, mommy, mommy. I don't want that. But like just the first year would be good. I would do good and I would just get a baby back. I would give, here you go. I'm good. I'm good. All right, I'm gonna try this. I'm a little bit nervous to try it, but we're gonna try it, see what happens. I'm so scared. I'm not really sure if I should do this. A part of me is like, girl, don't do that. Don't do that. But in that same palette, I'm going to be using the Farmer's Market color. It's a very bright color, so I'm not really sure why I'm doing it. But we're going to do it, and we're going to see what happens. Look at that. Bam. And I think maybe this might be a little bit extra for the hair tutorial, but girl, whatever. I do what I want to do when I want to do it. You're not going to tell me what to do with my face. But I did want to kind of touch on, now that I'm done with the children and how they've been driving me crazy. If your kids are driving you crazy, we should probably create a support group. But since I'm done talking about that, I did want to kind of touch on what I've been seeing lately on the Travis Rudolph or Randolph case. He is a former NFL player. Oh my gosh, this case is just, it's been driving me wild to like see the clips of the people testifying. It's crazy. I'm about to explain to y'all what popped off. I don't know like everything about it, but I do know that he was a former NFL player and he got into it in 2021 with his ex-girlfriend. The ex-girlfriend called her brothers and stuff over, and I don't know. It looked like they was gonna, lay hands, put them paws on him, okay? And he, like, I guess they must have jumped the brother or something like that, jumped him and the brother. I don't know. But he went in his house and got the AR-15, came back out, and one person was left, deceased. Alright, I'm using some of my NARS primer because, girl, it's the only one I can find at the moment. Because my makeup station is always a mess. One of these days I'm going to get around to cleaning it up. It just ain't going to be today. Anyway, I don't know why people put things in writing. I was taught to never put any type of threat or anything in writing. Like, I'm not really sure where the communication stopped, and these new criminals just feel like they're gonna put everything in writing, but you never put anything in writing. And if you are going to threaten somebody over the phone, you make sure it's a two-party consent state. That's just because it can't be held up in court. It's he say, she say at that point. Like, I don't know where it stopped. Y'all stop learning this lesson. But she told her brother to pull up and shoot his shit up, basically. That's what the message read. Pull up and shoot his shit up. And it was like, girl, if your brother actually did go over there and do that, number one, you look like the instigator. And then the brother replied and was like, he's a dead man walking. Like, what in the... Y'all didn't go to law school. And it shows. I was just like, did y'all not watch Law and Order or anything? Anyway, she puts that in writing. Then she proceeds to call his mother and his sister and then make threats to them as well, allegedly, because I don't know. But what is killing me is that a young man lost his life. Number one, I always tell my friend that. I'm like, bro, because she said she had a situation where her cousin called her brother and then same thing. Boop, boop, boop. It was a little shootout situation. If there's one thing that I've learned by having relationships with people, it's that, listen, y'all gonna fight, y'all gonna argue, and if you have no real intentions of leaving this person, even if he is going upside your head or she is going upside your head, if you have no intentions of leaving this person, then you might want to just chill out and not get your family involved. Because what normally happens, and I've seen it happen a lot of times, hell, it has happened to me. I have a story on my page about it. When y'all get back together and y'all are lovey-dovey, I'm still holding that hatred towards that person because of what they did to you. So if you have no intentions of leaving, then you need to just sit there and deal with that. Maybe you just need to walk away because you're upset. But to bring your family or your friends in when you know you're not going nowhere, that's a problem. All right, I'm using the shade NW50 from MAC. And we're going to apply this all to my face and get that blended in. But yeah, if you don't have any plans on going anywhere, stop bringing other people involved and getting them involved in your mess. Number one, because if I know how I do it, like, you call me when you ready to handle this shit. So I'm not pulling up to do no talking or anything. So if you know that the person that you're calling to come over here and handle this situation, they're not gonna do no talking, one or two things are gonna happen. One of them is only gonna walk out without injuries. You know what I'm saying? Like, either your boyfriend or your girlfriend gonna walk out without injuries, or the person that you called over there is gonna walk out without injuries. Either way, something is going to happen. And so for you to call them over there and then somebody end up deceased is insane. Like, I would feel so bad. Imagine you calling your brother and he bring all his friends over there and then somebody ends up like seriously injured behind it. I would personally, like, I would feel bad. Even though the person that went upside my head and I called these people over here to be my protectors, I would still feel so guilty that somebody ended up losing their lives because of this. Like, I would just feel horrible. Needless to say, this girl does not give a damn, or at least that's what she portraying on the stand, is that she does not care. She's very smug, very, just disrespectful in my opinion. Like, I honestly feel like her ass needs to be charged. I wish I could put in footage of her, but girl, I'm not trying to get a copyright because I need them coins. But yeah, she's just very smug, very disrespectful to me, and it's like, oh my goodness, girl, do you not understand that you played a role in this? Like, he's totally out of line, because I think where he messed up was he went in the house as they were getting in the car. Like, the beating had already taken place, they were on their way, they're headed out, which is why he couldn't use the stand your ground law. But it's like, girl, you need to be charged as well, because had you not called them over here, this situation wouldn't have happened. And everybody probably would still be alive to this day. But it's the fact that you called them over here and then she lied. And it's like, I don't like that. I do not like that. If you are going to call somebody, tell them the honest truth, that your feelings is hurt because he's messing around with somebody else, and you want him to get beat up for it. Don't lie and say he put his hands on you. Because, girl, from the footage I seen, I ain't see it all, but looked like he called you out your name and you went swinging. I don't know, but that's what it looked like. That what it looked like on camera. That he called you out your name and you popped him a couple times. And I I don't know. I didn't see where he hit her. They haven't released that yet, so I don't know. But yeah, she was completely out of line. Then it came out that the young lady they were actually fighting because the young lady went through his phone and found that he was talking to other women, right? So the prosecution was like, well, if he was talking to other women and you had a problem with that, how come you did not tell him that you were married? And this lady says, I didn't tell him because it wasn't none of his business, and he never asked me if I was married. And my friends be laughing at me, but this is what I be talking about. It is a don't ask, don't tell policy out here. If you do not ask these people if they are in relationships, or if they have a significant other, or if they're married, they will not tell you. It is a don't ask, don't tell policy. You have to ask these people. Do not be feeling like, oh, it's invasive. No, I ask people, hey, are you single for tonight? Or you single? Like, what are you? We need to go ahead and define that, because people just, if you don't ask them, they don't tell you. All right, I'm gonna take my Patrick Star palette. I don't know why, but I'm gonna try it today. I'm gonna use the middle shade and just apply that. But when the lady asked her, she was like, so you planned on marrying this man, because they were talking about marriage, they were planning stuff and, kids and stuff, knowing that you were married. And she was like, yeah, what's the problem? I was like, what? So then they were saying, why did you go out on a date with this man if it was over? She was like, which I kind of understood, but I do understand that this is toxic because I'm toxic. Kind of, sort of, not that much toxic, but I'm a little bit. So I kind of understood what she was saying when she was like, well, yeah, I mean, I told him it was over, but I didn't really mean that it was over. And a lot of us do that. Like, we say that it's over, but technically we don't mean that it's over. So if you go out and get with somebody the next day, like, I ought to punch you in your shit because you knew it wasn't really fucking over until I said it was real over, So I understood what she was trying to say, but again, that's a toxic trait. Just ignore me on that, okay? Because I'm very toxic. All right, I'm going to use a little bit of my Sephora in the shade 80. I need to go back and try 85. I really want to, but I just haven't had the time or the chance to. But yeah, being in a toxic place like that, trust me, I know everything about being toxic because I was toxic. Bro, I'm not toxic now, but totally was toxic before. And I'm going to tell you, it just takes one person. It takes you to deal with that scumbag of a man who don't understand the game that you're playing. It just takes one time for him to go out here and really fuck around with other people when you say that you're done. Knowing goddamn well you're not done. But it just takes that one time, and I promise you, you'll stop pulling that shit. You will stop pulling that shit. And that's what it sounded like happened. It sounded like she said they was done, but she wasn't really done. She wanted to be chased a little bit. And he was like, all right, fuck it. You say we done. I'm gonna go fuck with other bitches. And she found out and some shit popped off. I'm just telling you, it take that one petty ass nigga that you deal with, that one man who really take your word for some shit and go out here and really fuck on other bitches for, like, that was all he needed. He didn't need too much or nothing. All he needed for you to say was y'all was done and he was gonna go do his thing. I can't stand men like that. But I also know that as women, we have to stop playing these stupid ass games, because in reality, the man did nothing wrong. I'm going in with some blush. I think this is the shade Raisin by MAC. But yeah, he did nothing wrong because you said y'all was done, so he decided to move on. But he knew y'all wasn't for real done. He knew that. He knew y'all was gonna get back together. It's kind of like Derek and Monique. The shit that's been going on with them is she say she was done, you know, she wrote she was done, and then he pops out the next day with somebody else. It's like, and it also makes the woman feel like a certain type of way, because it's like, how the hell did you find somebody that quick? I be telling y'all that when you, that's why you need to get exact titles and what those titles mean. Like, are we girlfriend and boyfriend? And does that mean monogamy? This is why I told y'all in the last video about dating. This is why you need to do that, because his ass is still fucking around with 50 different women. So when you say you done, he ready to move on. He already had this bitch in his back pocket because he been fucking around with her the whole time. That's what I'm saying. Y'all gotta get, you gotta get clarity nowadays. You gotta get clarity. But it seems like she was playing the game, but he just played that shit a little bit better. All right, now I'm going back in. I was like, that's scared to talk to me. Who FaceTiming me? But it's my damn kids and their friends. I'm going back in with the shade Plantain, and I'm going to now bake. But it's definitely an unfortunate situation. But y'all have to watch the way that this lady is acting on the stand. And her brother too, like, just very sarcastic, and it don't seem like they remorseful for old boy passing away at all. I think if I was an old boy's family, I probably would have hauled off and popped her ass, because she just, I don't know, prosecution, you know, told her to act like that. I don't know, but yeah, it's really interesting, definitely interesting case, but super duper sad, you know. Speaking of people just not being upfront about things, I want to talk about the couples that are on these dating sites. Now, I don't know a lot, so I am totally here to be educated, no judgment, no anything. I just want to really try to understand it, because a part of me feels like this ain't coming off the way that y'all think it is. To me, it's not. So I need to understand. Plus, I don't really be on the dating apps that much, but when I am. Anyway, the couples that are on the dating sites. So for me, my thing is, and I was having a conversation with my friend about it, why am I seeing couples, right? Because I didn't say that I was into poly. I didn't say that I was into open relationships. I said that I was looking for a male. So why then are you in my feed? Shouldn't you be in the feed of women who are bisexual or women who are open to having open relationships? Something about that, and it could just be me and the way I'm wired, and I don't watch too many damn shows. Again, this is why I feel like we should have an open dialogue in the comments. I'm here for it. But something about that feels a little bit predatory towards me. I feel like it's one and the same with people who are, like, you know how sometimes people in the gay community will say that they like straight men? Something about that feels like that with the couples, because why are you going after women who are not, who clearly in their bio, like, nothing in my search says that I'm into women. It says that I am into men. So then why am I being bombarded with couples? I don't know if I'm explaining it correctly, but something about that just does not sit right with me. Something about me is like super interested in that lifestyle. Not so much that I want to join or anything, but more so I want to understand it. Because when you're out here and you're looking for women, wouldn't you want a woman that already likes women? or already knows about that lifestyle. Because I feel like, I don't know, if I think I was in the lifestyle or whatever, I would be like, bitch, I don't have time to be trying to explain to no damn newbie why I like it the way I like it, or why she's not allowed to touch my husband, or something like that. That would be my thought process. So I don't know. I would love to understand it. Like, I want to understand the thought process behind it. And maybe it's so complicated that somebody can't explain the thought process. And then I also think about it too. I was talking to my friend, I was like, I think about it from the standpoint of what happens if you guys decide on a woman and she does not find you attractive, but she finds your partner attractive. How does that work? Where she like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and join into this relationship simply because I find this one attractive, and then I might try to sneak off with that. Like, is there some type of contract? Do you guys discuss this? Or is everybody that's within this lifestyle just automatically no? I don't know, but I would like to know. Like, if you guys are into this, please help me understand it. And then I also have a question too. Like, are people getting involved in this because you feel like your spouse or your partner has a appetite that you cannot keep up with? Is that the reason that you got into it? And then that makes me wonder, like, if you're really into it or if you're just doing it for them. Because if you can't keep up with their appetite, how are you going to keep up with the appetite with other women or other men? Like, is this, I be having like so many damn questions. Like, and then is that cheating? Because I feel like it's cheating. Because if I can't keep up with it, that means that I'm probably not going to participate in it. And I'm just going to be watching. So then me watching you, am I watching you cheat on me? Or am I just fulfilling your appetite? There are so many fucking questions I have for this. I have so many questions. All right, now I'm going to take a little bit of my NARS C Font powder. And I'm going to dab it like this. And then I'm going to blend out. My other question to you guys who are having these open relationships and stuff like that. Again, no judgment. No judgment. You do as you please. I am all for it. If it makes you happy, girl, do you. My question is, does that then make this a little bit more difficult for women who are seeking monogamy? And the reason why I ask that is because if a man has dealt with a woman, or he knows that there are women who are willing to deal with him having a high sexual appetite, and because he has this high sexual appetite, he is allowed to go and have multiple women in his room and stuff like that. If he now tries to date someone like me, who I'm not looking for monogamy at the moment, but I mean, eventually if I decide to get into a relationship, it will be monogamous. Does he now feel like, okay, well, you want monogamy, and I know that it's 15 other bitches down the block who are going to be okay with me having multiple women? Does that now make the dating pool a little bit smaller for me? I don't know. I'm just asking. I'm not judging. I'm just asking because I don't know. All right, now I'm going to go in with the same eyebrow pencil, and I'm going to line my lips. There's so many questions that need answers, because what happens if your sexual urges, you know, go downhill and you're like, you know what, I don't want to do this no more. But you've been the one who allowed him to do this so much. So do you guys break up at that point? I'll be having, like, I just want to, like, not interview somebody, but interview somebody like, oh my goodness, let me know what the hell is going on, because I'm so interested. I'm so interested in it because I like to, understand things. Even if I personally would never do them, I have no problem with other people doing them. I like to know the different logic behind it. Because I know the way that my mind works, it just couldn't happen. But that's not to say the same thing for you. All right, I'm taking some of my chestnut and I'm going to go around like the edges, whatever, and just blend this in. All right, I'm using New Lust by Maybelline. And I'm going to go ahead and apply that. I tell you guys I want to go see Little Mermaid. Yep, I want to go see Little Mermaid. And I wanted to go opening weekend because I heard somebody was talking shit about Halle not being able to bring in the numbers on opening weekend. Like, we don't get up and show out. So I had to go. Even if it was my little $60, I made it known, okay? And I knew I shouldn't have went opening weekend because, child, like, it's not a kid movie. As much as y'all say it's not a kid movie, and when I say kids, I'm talking about like 5 and under. It is not a 5 and under movie. This is not a cartoon. This is like, they're not gonna be able to sit still. So I knew that people were gonna bring their damn kids, child, and they fucking did. And them kids could not sit still, especially in a 2-hour movie. They were just loud. They was crying. And my thing is, if your kid is crying, take the damn kid outside till they stop crying, then bring them back in. Or number one, take them to an earlier show, or take them to a very late night show so they can sleep through it. Like, why, oh, child? I was so irritated. I was so irritated in that movie because I knew people was gonna bring their fucking kids, and them kids was not gonna be able to sit still. All right, I'm using some of my Fenty Beauty, the hot chocolate and the gloss, but and then the whole time the lady talking about shh, 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 shh to the kid. The kid like, no, get off of me! Like, girl, take the fucking kid outside. You ruining the experience for everybody else. Shit. Me personally, I do not feel as though it is a little kid film. I just don't. Um, Now the original Mermaid, you know, the cartoon, yeah, hell yeah, that will keep them engaged. But for you, it's like live. These are actual humans. But them kids is not going, girl. Oh, that made me mad. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be able to take your kids out, because I understand how it is to be like a single parent or whatever. Because I was a single parent of 2, bitch, and I knew I wanted to go see the movie It and everything like that. But you either, you know, you get to a place where you can control your children, or again, you take them to an earlier show, or you take them to a late night show so they can just sleep through the shit. Like, girl, be smart. All right, guys, so here we are. This is the finished look. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know how you guys felt about today's topics. I know it was all over the place, but hey, I mean, we did what we had to do. Anyway, I gotta go, but I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.